What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in the last video, we painted the engine bay in this thing. We put the 1J back in there after we cleaned up a couple things, and we took it to a car meet with an unfinished engine bay. We didn't have an air intake. We didn't have a 3.5 inch full downpipe and exhaust going all the way out of the back. We didn't have any intercooler piping. Well, that's what we're gonna be doing in this video. We got a lot of work to do, so let's get into it. So right here on this little cart right here, I have a ton of aluminum intercooler, like universal piping kit. Out of here, we're gonna go ahead and cut a bunch of things and make our own setup. On this side of the shop, we have some stuff for the wastegate dump tube. We have some pie cuts. We have this 3-inch to 3.5 inch short adapter. So right out of the turbo, we're gonna go from a 3-inch, because this is a 3-inch V-band on the outlet of the turbo. We're gonna do a 3-inch to a 3.5 inch, and we're gonna get a 3.5 inch downpipe on this thing because JZ's just, they sound a little different with a bigger exhaust. So we're trying to get that thing, that classic, just like rowdy JZ noises, and so this thing freaking sounds like an awesome Supra. Look at the intercooler right here. So coming out of the turbo, there's not really a whole lot of room right here to do some stuff, especially with this thing the way, which we're gonna remove this. We have the solution right here, which is this little vibrant 90-degree. So if you could just picture that right there, bam, bam. Then we will come forward from that, go down below, and run the intercooler piping around the edge. Pretty much this video is just gonna be a lot of fab work. It's been a little while since I've done intercooler and exhaust stuff, so we're just gonna hop right into it and hopefully be able to make some boost at the end of this video. This fella. And then just maybe a one-piecer. But no coupler would probably be kind of fancy, you know? The bit's like not straight. It's like wobbling around in there. That's not bad. What do you think of that? I guess this is my first time. You shoved it all the way in. Hello. And then go up there and go. Cause this fella basically needs to go right there, right? And there. There's there, right? Are you cutting them off? All right, so we made some pretty good progress right here on the driver's side. So we have straight coupler 90 to a 90-degree coupler going up. And then up in the engine bay, we have this fella. So look at that. So pretty much that guy goes right there. Kind of a little bend right here, a little straight, and then another little bend to a 45. We'll kind of reposition this stuff, but that all should be really, really good. Getting down through that little hole, and then we'll put some stuff around here and then be able to center it as soon as we have some extra clearance. But I'm pretty happy with that. Right here, I need to trim a little bit more on that corner. Other than that, should be good. All right, so we just got done doing the intercooler pipe. So this is what we were working with. And I did some welds on that earlier just to kind of test them out. And I just went ahead over to the polisher and cleaned them up. But this was the piece of intercooler pipe that we were working with before. Look at that. Look at those pies. Which again, I mean, I feel like the car was built like 8 or 9 years ago, like in somebody's garage. And this was like, you know, they were TIG welding. So like, that's not bad. Like that'll get you down the road. It worked. Here's the intercooler pipe that we did. So this is the cold side. This goes into the intake manifold right here, and that goes down right up here. And then this is the hot side. So this comes out of the turbo, down and around, and then into this. So basically we have a coupler here, and then on the driver's side, we have 3 couplers, which is intercooler, intake manifold, and then one in between. Well, it's turned out pretty good overall. I'm pretty happy with them, but we're gonna go ahead and go over to the polisher and try to polish those up so that way all the piping matches. That fella was, she came loose. Now I'm not a polisher, but it's not bad. Oh man, look at that. Oh, I think that's polish. Is that polish stuck in there? I've never used one of those things before. We just had some polish from Garrett laying around, and then I just grabbed it and put it on the wheel. Better than that intercooler piping on that Civic over there. Better than the intercooler piping on that Civic over there. Better than the intercooler pipe. All right, there it is. Right? That looks not bad. Look at that weld right there. Average to enthusiast welds. I think we gotta roll the beads in them now and frickin' send it up. Send them. You got a bead. I think that's all right. What do you think? Blow valves? No blow valves. They sound cool with them, and they also sound cool without them. Right there would probably be perfect. Oh, look at that. Look at that fitment. Not bad. Intercooler piping is done, 100%. The only thing we need to do is just put couplers and stuff on it. But other than that, everything looks good, fits good. We got the blow-off valve welded on there in a nice little spot right behind the bumper. That's it. It's a pretty good little setup right there. We got a vacuum line going around the hole. Plenty enough room for a clamp. Looks okay. I think it's gonna look good when we do the pipe too, because you know, you have your air filter pipe coming out this way. We kind of have this thing coming out this way. So we got a little bit of symmetry going on. So now we pretty much just need to move on to the downpipe. So now that that's welded up, that pretty much gets us flat to go straight down with. And it's not touching the manifold. I think we're just gonna lock it in. Now these is a peanut butter cup with simple ingredients. 5 grams of sugar, contains peanuts. Dark chocolate. I don't know how people eat milk chocolate. Or
I wash my hands.
you wash them?
I wash my hands.
Let me see. Eric will wash his hands and they won't come clean. Go for a hand wash.
Whoa!
You guys want to see the bathroom? Do a little MTV cribs. You gotta get up here. You gotta see this.
They're squeaky.
They don't come clean.
Yes, they do.
That's grease from a Power Stroke 3 Power Strokes ago.
No, it's today's.
Those are better. The right one's a little bit worse. Rumor has it, Eric has never washed his hands. No, actually, he does wash them. He just doesn't wear gloves. Look at these hands. You know what they say?
Those are marketplace hands.
No, these are gloved hands. Check this out. Bam. Right in the back pocket. Gloves. Ready to go. I'm clocking in. We're in freaking Eric's time right now. Do you want to take that thing or no? So we had an incident with the chop saw. The legs. We had one leg break off, and then we took the other one off, and then the blade hit the floor. So now we're making some tubifers. So these are spacers, so that way it doesn't touch the floor. This is a little sketchy though, because it is just gonna blow sparks right at that thing, and then I feel like we can't leave the shop. Hit the floor anymore. I wonder what happens if we put a big blade on it though. Big top blade. Alright, so this is the downpipe. It's pretty simple, I don't know if you'd say I'm a genius or if I'm lazy. The pies, the 90, the 45 with a smidge of a pie included in there. A slip fit, 45 down underneath the car. We're not gonna do anything with this one right now because it pretty much holds itself really good and I should be able to tack it under the car. We're gonna go ahead and throw 2 little tacks on here, make sure that's good, because this fitment is really critical if it twists or does anything weird. Make sure she still fits, and then if she's good, then we'll continue. That's a gap, I don't like that. Look at that thing, it freaking said, hello. Metal moves. Metal does some stuff. Intercooler pipe, done. Exhaust, pretty close to being done. Downpipe comes down here real nice. We have a nice little pie to kick it over here to a little kind of 45 going into a V-band. Coming down the side, we have a little flex right here at the back, necking it down to a 3-inch going all the way out the back to take advantage of that catback exhaust that I bought. I think it looks good. Looks really good. Everything fit really nice. There's a lot of ways to kind of cheat the exhaust and kind of keep it going, flowing fast. And that is V-bands help because you could kind of move the pipe a little sideways. With a flex section like here, you could kind of cheat the pipe a little bit crooked either way. And then adding pies along the way, you know, you kind of get one pie here and a pie here, and you could kind of twist them both, and you could get a lot of angles out of that same piece of pie. or 2 pieces of pie together. So that's kind of what we did. It's turning out really good. We're gonna add a support section up here for the actual downpipe, so that way we don't have a ton of weight just hanging on that turbo manifold. Even though this is a stainless, cast turbo manifold, it's thinner, to save weight and all the other stuff. Obviously you don't want like those freaking China ancient ones that are super thick and heavy. This one's really nice, but we're gonna go ahead and do a nice little hanger support to the engine, and then from this back section it will have the flex in it, and then the hangers flex, and we should be all good to go. But I'm pretty happy so far. I'm gonna go ahead and get it all welded out tomorrow, and that's gonna be the clip you see next. All right, guys, check that unit out right there. We got some pie right there. Nice welded thing. We got a bung. We have another piece of pie. We have a V-band flange, a wastegate dump. Look at that unit. All TIG welded, and for the very first time in MotionAuto history, I back purged the downpipe. Wow. So it's a little bit better. But that's it. Now it's time to stick this unit in there and see how she looks. I know it's gonna look good. Question is it gonna sound good? All right, so Eric is working on figuring out where we're putting this power steering reservoir, because the other one was over there and it was ugly. So this is the same one that I have on my Supra. I'm gonna make a little bracket right here. It's gonna go down over there, tap into here. Then we have the cooler right here, right?
There it is.
A little power steering cooler up in the front, because you can't just run these things without a little power steering cooler, otherwise they get hot. I mean, it might be all right, but we never know who's gonna win this unit and where they're gonna live. They might live out in the freaking desert, and power steering doesn't like the desert. Next thing that we're working on, air filter over here. So we have a little 4-inch 45 degrees, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of shorten that unit up. All right, so we got the air filter on our nice cut little 45 degree. Got a 4-inch coupler going into that turbo right there. That's just beautiful. Crazy thing is, if you go to MotionAuto Performance right now and buy this air filter, well, I guess during the month of April when we're doing this giveaway, that is 1,600 entries for a chance to win this Mark III Toyota Supra. Also, everything on MotionAutoTv.com right now is 20 times entries, and this giveaway ends at the end of April, which is in just, I feel like, less than a week. So we don't have very much time. If you haven't got any entries yet, tap the link in the description, but we are gonna start this thing. I wanna hear it. You guys probably wanna hear it. That's the whole point of this thing, is full exhaust, intercooler piping, cleaned it up. Look at the inside of this thing. Also, I think somebody asked us if we were gonna do anything with this little console lid. That's all cleaned up, recovered in some like nice felt Alcantara type of stuff. So key on, she doesn't start. Hold on. Quiet. That's quiet. Go look in the exhaust. Pulling up. We gotta get that thing out. We gotta get this out. So we're putting this thing up in the air. We're gonna take off the little V-band in the exhaust because we can't get that little resonator muffler out of there. We're gonna put a stick in there and we're gonna hammer it out. Pull out the good old jack handle. Ready? did move. Like a Supra. Like it has that, I don't know, Supras just sound a little bit different. So, alright guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you haven't got any entries yet, tap the link below this video. MotionAutoTv.com, MotionAutoPerformance.com. 20 times entries right now, and get some entries to win the Supra. Next video you see, we're going to be buttoning up some stuff on the engine bay and putting this thing on the dyno and hopefully making over 450 horsepower. Appreciate you guys watching. See you later.